Are you free living in your car? Are you truly free living in your car, van, as a nomad? Or are you just buying into the illusion, into the hype of this lifestyle? Many times, people like the idea of not paying rent or a mortgage, and they like not having attachments because the mind is pressured, overwhelmed, and has a lot of anxieties when it comes to being obligated to things. We want, deep inside, we want freedom. We want to get rid of all this stuff that never seems to stop pulling at us and want something from us. So finally, the day may come where you say, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. Let me downsize, let me sell, let me hit the road. Let me try this nomad life. But then you may stay in your 60-mile radius where your house, where your apartment used to be, because in your mind, you're not free. In your mind, you still like the comfort of seeing the stores that you're used to. You still like the comfort of driving the roads that you know. There's pain with changing your environment and pushing past your 60-mile radius and truly gaining freedom that comes from the mind. A nomad's greatest assets are its freedom and the flexibility that comes with more options. But what I discovered in my own journey, 2 years living on the road, 2 years living in my car, I had a house for 15 years, is that in the beginning, you may need to build your confidence up. So don't feel bad, and everyone lives their life their own way. And I just want to share with you, I was the same way. I would stay in the beginning. I had to stay because I had a job in New Jersey, I had a job near an area, so I couldn't really be free to break loose. But I positioned myself that as soon as I could break loose, I would get out of there. And then the day came when I finally got a remote job and I was able to leave my area. But there's still a sting, there's still a magnet that pulls your mind back to what you're comfortable with. You're scared to hit the road and change states. You're scared to start a new job. You're scared to do anything new. What I'm here to tell you is don't go through all the hard steps of downsizing, of selling, of severing relationships because people don't want to accept your new lifestyle and then not live a free life. A free life means that you are free in your mind from fear and insecurities. Not that you shouldn't be cautious and realize this world can be a dangerous place, because it can. But at some point, you got to get going. Because at some point, if you don't start to travel, or if you don't start to move, or if you don't start to follow your inner compass, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to realize every day you get older, every day there's a greater liability because you're not going to have your wits, your physical wherewithal, your endurance, you're not getting any younger. So if you think now, like, you're on the edge of the ability to be able to do this in the time window of your life, the average lifespan is 80 years old. So if you're evaluating like, look, I'm getting older, or this or that, or you better go. If you still have your wits and your capacity to do it, because you're not getting any younger. And that constant reminder of death, of age, of decaying, and you're going to need assistance as you get older and older, that should be a fire under your ass, because it's a real fire. It's not some imaginary fire. The imaginary fire is your anxieties and your insecurities that are keeping you trapped somewhere that doesn't inspire you, living a life that doesn't inspire you, and you're not free. You may have sold everything. You may be living in your car, but you're not free. And I say that with compassion and love and encouragement to responsibly plan, research, take small incremental steps, and then just one big step. So that you can free yourself of your comfortable surroundings, get to where you want to be, and start building your life. And break down those mental barriers that are keeping you a prisoner to your current circumstance. A nomad's greatest assets are freedom and flexibility, but those assets are only obtained through the mind. Because you can sell everything, you can downsize, you can live simple, car, van, RV, whatever, but then you get in your car, van, RV, and then you look around and you say, where am I going? Do I really want to go? Should I wait till later? You just got to go. By yourself, with a charged up cell phone, and that's it. There's a Walmart everywhere. There's a Starbucks everywhere. We live in a modern day. There's a hospital everywhere, God forbid. What'll happen if something happens? Well, you're not getting any younger. What happens if you stay where you're not inspired and you waste your life? You're not free. For me, a nomad and that lifestyle, it's not just like a catchy thing. And even now, that's going out of style because that kind of like played itself out. For me, I never cared about the trendy thing. I cared about getting rid of mental anxieties. I cared about getting rid of a life that didn't inspire me. I cared about getting out of New Jersey, going to Florida. I cared about them. I didn't care about a freaking name, about a movement, about a trend. I cared about my freedom. I didn't want to be conformed to the life of being surrounded by sheetrock walls, and in my soul, my spirit was dying because I was just latched to this shelter without any inspiration. If you want your freedom, you downsize, you get in your car and you go. You start building a new life, you start seeking new adventures, you do things responsibly, of course, but you got to get going. You're not getting any younger. Don't just position your life for freedom. Exercise your right and use your freedom and your flexibility to choose the life you want to create. All right? Peace and love.